Hi, my name is Greg Ciola. I'm the president and editor of Crusader Enterprises and also the founder of 7 Lights Nutritional Supplements. Today I'm making this video on a product that I feel extremely enthused, and it's something I know that it's very important for our customer base. It's called Living Stones, and I want to tell you why I put this product together and what this product can do for you. Let me start by saying that minerals are the primary building blocks of every single cell in the human body. Without minerals, nothing else works. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. It's a known fact that without the minerals, all these other key elements such as amino acids, enzymes, vitamins, they all sit and take a back seat and wait until the minerals are there. So that's not to minimize the importance of these other nutrients, but I want to maximize the importance of minerals and why this product can help your health and help you avoid the ravages of disease. Let me start by saying every single cell in the human body starts out with 3 primary elements: water, minerals, and oxygen. Any breakdown in any one of these elements at the cellular level immediately starts to cause disease to set in. And I personally believe that this is biblical. I feel like the Lord showed this to me, because when you go to the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 7, if you believe in the creation account, it says that there went up a mist from the earth. Okay, so that's water, and it said it watered the whole face of the ground. And then the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So when I make the statement that water, minerals, and oxygen are the 3 primary elements that create mankind and make up every cell in the human body, it's right there in the book of Genesis. The mist that went up from the earth was water. The dust of the earth was the primary elements in the soil, all your minerals that were there. And then it said that God breathed into Adam the breath of life, and he became a living soul. The breath of life is your oxygen. So water, minerals, and oxygen are needed for every single cell in the human body. And a lot of the things that we do in our diet and in what we're consuming through beverages, all these things affect these 3 elements at the cell level. Until medical science starts to look at disease from the standpoint of what is making up these deficiencies, then they're never going to get to the root of the problem. Pharmaceutical drugs are just band-aids for symptoms. They're not repair elements that fix what's broken or what's missing. And that's the big difference between nutritional supplements and pharmaceutical drugs. Anyway, I don't want to make a long video here. I'm going to try and go as fast as I can, but there's a lot of information to cover here that I think is important to this story. Let me start out by an article that we ran in Crusader, April 2013, Minerals, the Missing Elements Implicated in a Plethora of Diseases. This article is actually available up on our website, 247wereport.com, and it's under the Health Reports section, titled The 7 Dominoes of, or not the 7 Dominoes of Disease, what I just read the title off, but you can get it from there. Anyway, in this story, we started out by quoting somebody named Charles Northern. Many of you probably never heard of who Charles Northern is, but he was an Alabama physician back in the 1930s, and he left his practice and spent the remaining days of his life studying minerals and soil science, because he believed that mineral deficiencies and what was happening with farming with deficient soils was one of the leading causes of disease back then, and this was 80 years ago. The science and the technology of what's happening is even beyond where he went, but I think it's good to cover where this guy was back then. The influence of Dr. Northern and his research captured the attention of numerous prestigious magazines and publications at the time. And then his research, after it was published in a Cosmopolitan magazine article, of all things, believe it or not back then, caught the attention of Senator Duncan Fletcher of Florida. And Senator Fletcher was so confident that Dr. Northern's information could benefit the people of America that he asked that an entire reprint from a June 1936 article featured in Cosmopolitan be put into the Congressional Record. And you can find this and you can read it on the internet. Some people try to debunk it, but this is fact, and this guy's life is truthful, and the story of what he studied and found about minerals is the real deal. And I'm going to quote some of the stuff here that's important to this article. It says, "Bear in mind," says Dr. Northern, "that minerals are vital to human metabolism and health, and that no plant or animal can appropriate to itself any mineral which is not present in the soil upon which it feeds." When I first made this statement, I was ridiculed. For up to that time, people had paid little attention to food deficiencies and even less to soil deficiencies. Men eminent in medicine denied there was any such thing as vegetables and fruits that did not contain sufficient minerals for human needs. Eminent agricultural authorities insisted that all soil contained all necessary minerals. They reasoned that plants take what they need and that it is the function of the human body to appropriate what it requires. Failure to do so, they said, was a symptom of disorder. Some of our respected authorities even claimed that the so-called secondary minerals played no part whatever in human health. It is only recently that such men as Dr. McCollum of Johns Hopkins, Dr. Mendel of Yale, Dr. Sherman of Columbia, Dr. Lippman of Rutgers, and Drs. H.G. Knight and Oswald Schreiner of the U.S. Department of Agriculture have agreed that these minerals are essential to plant, animal, and human feeding. There's a lot here. I really suggest you go, and I'm going to a couple more snippets from this. Go read it on our site, but a couple more snippets I want to read here. It says, "It is not commonly realized, however, that vitamins control the body's appropriation of minerals, and in the absence of minerals, they have no function to perform. Lacking vitamins, the system can make use of some minerals, but lacking minerals, vitamins are useless. The truth is that our foods vary enormously in value, and some of them aren't worth eating as food. For example, vegetation grown in one part of the country may assay 1,100 parts per billion of iodine, as against 20 in that grown elsewhere." So he's kind of gotten on to what a lot more people have been covering lately. Disease is a mineral imbalance primarily. If you want to fix disease, if you don't want to become another disease statistic, then it is absolutely vital that you make mineral supplementation the first and most important thing that you do for your diet. Whether it's eating the best organic foods grown on the most nutrient-dense soils, or eating the best you can and taking the best supplements that have these minerals in them that your body needs. I don't know that it's possible in our world today to eat the most mineral-rich foods that are going to do it without supplementation. It may be possible in some parts of the world if you are absolutely perfect the way you eat, but the fact is we live in a high-paced society. People are on the go. People are eating fast all the time, and without really having the time to grow their own food and do it right, it's almost impossible. So that's why I've introduced a product that I know if you're not going to do it perfectly, you can be assured you're going to get the right things into your body. So I've covered that with Charles Northern. Let me say, in 15 years of doing Crusader newspaper, I have done a multitude of stories on cancer, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, prostate health, breast health, thyroid health, immune health. Every single one of these diseases, and I'm not going to oversimplify it because there's other factors involved, but every single one of these diseases at their root has a mineral deficiency. I would encourage you to go and read some of the stories that we have on our website that Chris Barr has published on selenium and cancer, selenium and breast health, selenium and thyroid health, selenium and prostate health. I mean, I can't tell you how important selenium is to overall body health, and how a deficiency of selenium is causing an epidemic increase in cancer rates. And it's not just selenium, but selenium is a very important anti-cancer mineral that is needed. Go to diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is increasing exponentially, and in fact it's ravaging young kids today. I mean, kids 4 and 5 years old all coming down with type 2 diabetes. It's crazy. These statistics shouldn't be happening. And one of the biggest minerals causing diabetes is chromium. Chromium is intimately linked to blood sugar metabolism, yet chromium is missing from most of the foods people are eating today. Selenium is missing from most of the foods that people are eating today. Thyroid health is another thing that a lot of people are having trouble with, and especially now with Fukushima and radiation toxicity that's spreading around the world, and all these Wi-Fi devices and wireless technology. The fact is we're inundated with exposure to radiation, and we're inundated with exposure to lack of minerals, not exposure to lack of minerals, but we're inundated with foods that lack minerals. And these things all have a negative effect on every organ, body, system, and cell in your body. So another good article that would be well worth reading is something that we published last year as well. It's titled "The 7 Dominoes of Disease," and how you causing untold suffering, and how you can avoid becoming another victim. It's a free health report. Go to 247wereport.com. It's up there in the free health report section. It's a great article. We start out, the #1 killer in the U.S. is chronic degenerative disease. It accounts for approximately 4 out of 5 deaths every year. 4 out of 5 deaths, all involved with chronic degenerative disease. And the #1 cause of chronic degenerative disease is mineral deficiency. There were 7 different dominoes, and I'm not going to get into all the dominoes here. I just want to touch on a couple of dominoes, because these are the dominoes that I believe are causing a lot of the mineral deficiencies. And I started out with the first one. Domino #1, refined, processed, and pasteurized foods. The fact of the matter is, our whole food supply has changed. If you go look at the charts, go back 100 years ago, the early 1900s, our food supply started getting altered. As we entered this industrial age, people started getting off the farms and moving into the cities, and we became this industrialized country. There was this great need for packaged foods. Whereas before, people would live on a farm, you made your own bread, you grew your own wheat, you grew your own corn, you did this, you packaged your own food, you canned a lot of your own food. These things all had good mineral content. We didn't have pesticides, we didn't have chemical fertilizers, and all these things that have happened to the food supply. So if you go back 100 years ago and see when disease started going up, it's not because more people are in this country, it's because of the fact that we started altering our food. They started first with the refined processed foods, and they did it because they wanted to extend shelf life. Let's take wheat, for example. Pure whole wheat is used to make an abundance of products. There's all kinds of packaged foods, cereals, breads, pastas, you name it. It's involved in so many different aspects of human life and existence on this planet. In fact, wheat is the #1 grain in the world. And so, pure whole wheat, you farm it and you get the berries out of that plant, and you grind it and make your bread with it. It's going to have all your minerals, it's going to have your oils, it's going to have all your other nutrients in it. However, it's going to spoil rather quickly. So how do you get around that? If you're a big food company and you want to have bread that you can make in Illinois and ship to California and have it stay on the shelf for 2 weeks, it's not going to work by doing it that way. And this is what led to the introduction of refined foods. And I know this may be a common term that so many people have heard before, but the fact is, refined foods are epidemic as far as the diet. In fact, roughly 30% of the average person's total carbohydrate intake today comes from refined white bread, and approximately 90% of the average American household's food budget is spent on refined processed foods. 90% of the average American's food budget. And I know we're living in some tough economic times in America, and you're dealing with a lot of people that are struggling financially, people that are getting food stamps and getting government assistance, and I can tell you, the last thing in their mind is to go eat Whole Foods. They're buying the junkiest garbage food that you can purchase on the supermarket shelves in the world. And you wonder why disease is out of control. Anyway, so what they do basically with a refined food, it's wheat, it's sugar, it's barley, it's all your grains. They take them and they basically strip all of the nutritional elements out of these foods. All your minerals, they're gone. All your oils get taken out. The vitamins get taken out. So basically, they're left with something that I would call a dead product. And then they do something with this dead product under government order. They try to bring this dead product back to life through a resurrection process, which involves taking synthetic vitamins, not artificial, but inorganic minerals and other nutrients, and they fortify it. Food fortification is the next step to refining foods. They refine the foods, which is, let's take everything out of it, then we're going to come back in and we're going to fortify it, and think that they're going to play God and make something work the same as it did the way man gave it, the way God gave it to you, and it just doesn't happen. And so this is what happened when they started putting all these refined processed foods on the market. And I challenge anyone listening to this thing, if you think you're not eating this stuff, take a look in your cabinets. I have so many people that think they eat healthy. I'll go to their house, I'll talk to them on the phone, I'll look in their cabinets, and they tell me, yeah, I eat healthy, I eat good, and I look in there and I would throw out 90% of the food that they have in there because it's junk. And this is a big problem because a lot of people think, well, it says natural on the box, it says non-GMO, it says this or that, and they think, wow, it must be good. Because then that's a whole nother video to make, which is the deception that goes on in the food industry and the lies that the manufacturers play to make you think that you're really getting a high quality product when you're not. But anyway, I'm kind of off the subject here. So that's domino number one that we covered. Refined processed foods, and they're epidemic. Sugar and wheat are your two big ones. You know, people ate sugar for thousands of years. They never had a diabetes epidemic. The number one mineral that gets removed from sugar is chromium. Whole food sugar in its pure state, raw sugar cane, is actually brown in color, and it's brown in color because it has all these minerals in it. When you take it, you strip it, bleach it, and refine it, you remove all this stuff out. All you're left with is a dead white sugar product. Yeah, it tastes sweet, it might look right, but guess what? It doesn't have the minerals in it. And so that's your sugar, that's your wheat, and that's a whole bunch of other stuff that people eat, and that's a big problem today. So the refining of whole wheat into bleached white flour removes 91% of the essential mineral chromium, and refining raw sugar into white sugar removes 98% of the chromium. That's just the chromium. It's also missing magnesium, calcium, selenium, silica, potassium, zinc, and many other important trace minerals and nutrients. Government figures indicate that 20% of the American diet consists of refined white flour. When you add the estimated sugar consumption into the mix, that takes it up to over 30% of the standard American diet. The fact is, those figures may be even higher, considering people that could be on fixed income and relying on the government. So this is a serious problem. And the biggest problem with these things, they drain the body of minerals. Not only are you not getting the minerals from the foods that you're eating, from the refining and the processing of them, these things then have a negative effect on your body and actually require more minerals from your body to process them. And so now you're not getting in what you need. Now you're eating all these other junky foods. Now your body needs more minerals to deal with the toxic effect of what these foods do inside your body and your blood. And guess what? You can get away with it when you're a little kid for a little while, but get a little bit older and those mineral reserves aren't there. I call it a mineral reserve bank. Think of a bank account, you got money on deposit. That's kind of what happens with your body internally when you eat a lot of these toxic foods. Your body has to go to its mineral reserve bank and pull these things out. And if it's not getting them, then it's going to take them from other areas of your body. It's going to take them from your teeth, your bones, your joints, and any other area that can find these minerals to do something for them. So, disease facts: refining foods removes minerals. Pesticides and chemical fertilizers block minerals in the soil from being absorbed into plants. Toxic fats, hydrogenated fats, and bad oils, they coat the cells, they block minerals, they inhibit oxygen, and they interfere with cell hydration. And basically, the end result is death, disease and death. So let me cover the whole subject here as briefly as I possibly can, and that would be another video talking about pH and the whole action of how that happens. But let me take soda for example. Your blood flows through your whole body. Your heart pumps your blood. Your blood is what's called a river of life. And just the way your body constantly fights to maintain a body temperature of 98.6 degrees, your blood constantly fights to maintain a pH balance, just like water tries to maintain a pH balance in the environment. Just the way you would try if you had a pool, that you would want to take care of your pool, you regulate pH balance. But with your blood, it's not something that you can do consciously. It happens on its own. But what happens is everything you take, everything you ingest into your body has an effect on what's going on in your blood. So you can't necessarily check your blood and say, wow, you've got acidic blood. You may be able to see microorganisms in your blood that don't belong there. That could be an indication of overgrowth of things that are happening in the body. But the blood always fights to maintain a constant pH of roughly 7.365, just like your body temperature at 98.6 degrees. And so let's take a can of soda. I mean, America is addicted to soda. We spend $40 billion a year as a country drinking soda. $40 billion a year. We spend $1.5 billion a year, or $1.5 billion a year estimated is given away in charities to Christian organizations in a year. Yet we spend $40 billion a year on soda. That's a disgrace as a nation, in my opinion. But that's the point is, with soda, how many people are drinking it? Okay? You think it's good for you? Well, soda has a pH value. I won't mention specific names, but most of your popular name brand sodas have a pH value of about 2.5 on the pH scale. 7 is neutral, and if you go up, it's alkaline. If you go down, it's acidic. And each number up or each number down has a multiplication factor of 10. So, for example, 7 is neutral. You have a soda that's 2.5 pH. So go down to 6, that becomes 10 times more acidic than neutral 7. Go down to 5, it's 100 times more acidic. 4 is 1,000 times more acidic. 3 is 100,000 times more acidic. Did I get those numbers right? Anyway, the point is, you're dealing with a can of soda, 2.5 pH, could be 50,000 times more acidic than neutral. Okay, so you drink that, and what happens to your body? Your body basically goes into shock when you drink this stuff. Okay, you may not feel it, you may not know what's going on, but it does, because left on its own, that soda, if it got into your blood, it would kill you, because your blood can't lose that alkalinity. So what does it need? It needs your primary alkaline minerals: calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, in a good form. And all these minerals help to what they call buffer the acids. Without them, your body can't handle these things. And so, yeah, drink a soda one time, fine, you'll get away with it. Drink a soda on occasion, yeah, it's not a big deal. Drink soda every day. Drink a 2-liter bottle of soda day in and day out, year after year. Buddy, you are on a wrecking path. You might as well just go check yourself into the doctor right now, because you will die. If diabetes doesn't get you, then heart disease will get you, or cancer will get you. But you will be guaranteed a recipe for disease if you want to drink that trash every day. And it's because you are destroying your mineral balance in your body. And that's just with the soda. The same thing happens with the foods. You eat a lot of these dead, devoid, mineral deficient foods day in and day out. Some of them that have an acidifying effect on the body or have an acidic ash residue on the body. You don't have the alkaline minerals that you need from your diet to process these foods properly. And so over time, they become deficient. And what happens is, to keep that blood in your body pumping at that 7.365 that it needs, it will go and get the minerals from other areas of the body. So drink that soda every day and you're not getting it from your diet with those minerals, then it's going to go and it's going to pull those minerals out. It'll take them out from your teeth. It'll take them out from your bones. It'll take them from your joints. It'll take them and it'll, what I call, commit suicide. Your body will beg, borrow, and steal minerals from every other area of the body that it can to buffer the toxic effects of your beverages and your foods that you're eating that are destroying your health. And the weird thing is, this is something you can't feel happening necessarily until you start having the warning signs go off. High blood sugar, high cholesterol, or pains in my joints, or whatever else, or your teeth are rotting out, or your bones become soft and brittle, or your body starts humping over and breaking down. All these things are a result of mineral imbalance, mineral deficiencies. They're the warning signs that you need to pay attention to. So, anyway, so now let's say you get high blood sugar, and you go to your doctor. You're overweight, maybe you're 30 pounds overweight, and you go to your doctor and he says, listen, your blood sugar is 175. It should be down around 100 or 90, whatever, and it's spiked up. And so you get scared. You don't pay any attention to what you've been eating or drinking, but now your doctor says you have high blood sugar, and by golly, you have type 2 diabetes, and if you don't take care of it, man, you could die. Do you stop drinking the sodas? Do you stop eating the bad food? Some people do, but a lot of people don't. Then the doctor says, well, here, I'm going to write you a script. Here you go. Oh, it's a drug that's going to help lower my blood sugar. Okay. Well, basically, that's as dumb as driving your car down the street and your engine light comes on. And it says, check engine soon. And instead of saying, gosh, I wonder why my engine light went on, maybe there's a problem with my air system, maybe my gas isn't working right, maybe my spark plugs aren't right, let me take it to my mechanic and see what he can find and fix the problem. You take it to your mechanic and you say, listen, doc, my warning light's going off on my car. And he says, yeah, let me write you a script. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip the blinking light that's making your engine warning light come on, and then I'm going to send you down the road. And I won't tell you to fix your vehicle. So now, what's that going to do? I mean, how long would it take for you to keep driving your light with that engine light on before you have a malfunction, a system malfunction, and your vehicle breaks down on the side of the road? There's no difference with your human body. So, and I'm not trying to bash the docs or anything else. I'm just trying to show you how stupid the logic is of what they're doing. All they are doing is giving you Band-Aids for symptoms. They're not fixing problems until you go to the root and fix the problem. Put the things back in the body that it needs for survival, that the cells need to survive. Then you're not going to fix anything. There will never be an answer to disease until you replace what your body is missing. And that's why I get so passionate about this. It's hard not to get angry about it because it seems so idiotically stupid at times. And it seems so simple. But yet we have this gigantic medical system and doctors, every city in America, hospitals all over the place. You hear about all these diseases. You turn on your TV at night and what do you see? One drug commercial after another for high cholesterol, get your statin this, and high blood sugar, and oh, and the cancer that, and oh, my pains in my joints and everything else. And the words screaming out of my mind are minerals, minerals, minerals. You need minerals. And that's why I want to make this video. And I know I'm kind of going on. I wanted to try and make a shorter video. Pharmaceutical drugs will only treat symptoms. And so this is why I'm trying to get the information out about living stones and what this product represents. And you say, well, okay, Greg, well, you know, what's so special about your product? Why is your mineral formula any different than anything else out there? There's thousands of mineral supplements on the market. Yes, that is absolutely true. And some of them are very good. And what I've tried to do is come up with something that was kind of an all-in-one. It was something I wanted to take for myself and give to my family and my friends and my loved ones because I know that we all need these minerals. I know I need them on a daily basis. I'm almost 45 years old. I don't want to have health problems. I don't have any health problems. But I don't want to be left out missing the minerals that I know my body needs in a way that gets into the cells. And that's the big thing with mineral supplementation. You want minerals that are bioavailable at the cell level. Yes, you need to stop doing what's poisoning your body. Stop drinking the sodas. Get off all these refined processed foods as much as you possibly can. Learn about eating healthy. Learn about food balancing. Learn about pH and getting on the right products. But also, do something for yourself. Don't become another statistic. Don't think that just running to your doctor when the numbers aren't working right that they've come up with and think that his drug is going to fix you. It's not. Yeah, you might feel a little better. Maybe your numbers come down. But again, until you fix the problem, you're going to just go out there and you're waiting for a major mechanical breakdown of your whole body. And it will happen. It is happening. That's why the numbers of all disease in this country go up every single year. When I put this product together, I've studied a lot of different minerals on the market. There's whole food grown minerals, there's liquid minerals, there's minerals in tablets, minerals in capsules, there's different sources of minerals. I went to a company that I have studied. I know people that work at this company, and I feel absolutely passionate about their minerals because I know that they work. This is a company that's been around for over 50 years. This is not some run-of-the-mill mineral producing company. The name of the company is Albion Labs, and I would encourage anybody to go to their website, read up on them, go to Google. You will find out that just about anybody that's in this industry that knows about minerals will highly praise Albion Labs because they make minerals that are proven to make it through the digestive process and into your bloodstream and into your cells. A lot of their minerals are called chelated minerals, which is a form of bonding amino acids to the minerals so that they make it past the digestive system and get into the blood. And then from the blood it gets into the cells. That's what you want when it comes to minerals. A lot of mineral supplements on the market are cheap. They use a lot of inorganic minerals, or they're using low-grade quality minerals, and they just aren't going to work as effectively. You might get some benefit from it, but you're not going to get the maximum benefit from it. And so that's why I created this product. I basically took all of my research on the minerals: calcium, magnesium, zinc, selenium, chromium, potassium, boron, vanadium, and then another product we put in here, aquamin, which is a sea vegetable coming from off the coast of Ireland that has a bunch of trace minerals. You don't need a lot of trace minerals, but there's tiny amounts of them that make a major difference, and they activate this whole formula. MSM, or methylsulfonylmethane, or what is also termed organic sulfur, which is huge. Sulfur is a locomotive freight train mineral that is absolutely vital for making everything else work better. Sulfur opens up the cells, and so when you add sulfur with all these minerals that I've put in here, it is like driving a locomotive freight train down the tracks with all these other box cars hooked up to it. The sulfur is going to help pull it into your cells and make it active and make it work at the cell level. And that's what you want, and that's why I have formulated this product. I call it Full Spectrum Mineral Formula. It's a daily mineral supplement. It's 180 capsules in a bottle. You take 6 a day, preferably 2-3 times a day, 3 twice a day. If your schedule's crazy, then just take 6 at one time. It's fine. But I can tell you that if you want to keep your pH in balance, if you want to keep your mineral reserve bank full, if you want to avoid the toxic effects of all these refined processed foods, then this is one supplement that you need on a daily basis to avoid these landmines. And I hope that you take action and purchase this product and get on it, because I know that it will help you. And I notice the difference myself. I check my pH, I check my saliva pH, and there have been times I've struggled to get my pH up to 7 or above with my saliva. Since I've been using this product, rarely ever will I check my pH and see it below 7 on my saliva. And it's the minerals. The minerals are the answer to pH, they're the answer to health. And so if you want to avoid becoming another disease statistic, get yourself on Living Stones today. Some people have asked me, "Oh, Greg, why'd you come up with that name, Living Stones?" And that's an interesting point. And the word, our bodies are referred to in the Bible as a temple. We were called the temple of the Holy Spirit. And in the book of Peter, 2 Peter chapter 1, is it chapter 1? No, first book of Peter, chapter 2, verse 4, Jesus is called the living stone, and then we're also called the living stones. It says in verse 4, "To whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of God and precious, ye also as lively stones," or living stones, "are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Jesus Christ." So, yeah, there's a biblical connotation to the name Living Stones. We are the temples, and the minerals are your foundational building blocks. I started this video out by saying that in Genesis, God formed man from the dust of the ground. Jesus refers to us as the living stones. And if you want the right minerals in your body that are going to help you, keep you healthy, and avoid the landmines of disease, then Living Stones is the way to go. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for all the support you give our company. I appreciate you. and look forward to doing many more videos in the future. Thank you.